Hey Beans, hey Scratchies. So yeah, I know, I'm on VR chat and I'm not showing off my fursuit, but I promise you, I will show some pictures throughout this. Don't worry, the thumbnail is not a lie. But yeah guys, so sorry for the delay on this video. I've had a bit of a low energy week, I guess you could call it the post-con depression. So I've kind of been a little bit slow and a little bit low energy, and I went straight into work the next day after coming back. So yeah, I'm so sorry, but I'm doing it now. So like I said in my last short, I went to Nordic FuzzCon, and this was a massive jump for me because one, I had never travelled myself, never mind travelling to Sweden where I've never been before. It was my first FurCon, first fursuiting, first time meeting friends that I have been speaking to online for like 2 years. And also with the FurCon, I actually only knew one person going into this. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous about this. And I guess it kinda started off a little bit weird because I got to the airport and, well, Scottish weather happened.
This is so typical Scotland. The weather was totally fine 5 minutes ago. But now that I need to walk 12 minutes to the car park, to the airport, that's when the rain starts. Thanks, Scotland.
So how I'm going to do this video is that I've split it into like different sections here. So if you want to see a specific section, these are the time codes there. I've also got the time codes in the description. Future Woofles might have forgotten, but someday please remind them in the comments if it's not there. But yeah, if you want to go to these ones, feel free. If not, then I hope you enjoy my journey. Anyway, without further ado, let's go. So yeah, day one, I pretty much missed like 90% of the events I wanted to go to. Mainly because one, my timekeeping was so bad. It was so bad. I think there was a couple of times that I forgot, like, it was a Thursday and a Friday, and I forgot what day the karaoke was. But what I did do, I did manage to get to see the Whispers concert, and I absolutely loved it. They did like signatures at the end, and I went over and I even got a hug, and I was just like, I feel like I'm definitely like one of those pathetic furries that like I see somebody who's like amazing and I'm just like, I get really nervous. I get very starstruck very easily. But then we also had this event, which is probably one of my favourite events of the entire con. But at one point they held up like a fake moon, and all the wolves and all the canines and basically all the furries, to be fair, just started like a-wooing. And it was one of those ones where it's like, if you weren't a furry, if you didn't know what the community's like, and you saw this footage, you'd be a bit like, that's a little bit weird. But being a part of the furry community and everyone just kind of joining in their woos, it actually felt so at home. I think that's the only way I could describe it, because everybody was just in the moment. And for me, that was incredible. Like, if anybody's been on my Twitch channel, I do love a good a-woo. Sometimes I do it 10 times in a row. Thanks, chat. But I do love a-woos, and it does make me happy. I am a wolf with simple tastes. But end of the day, it was just kind of nice just harmonizing with people. I don't know if that's the word I want to say, but there's a lot of harmonizing. But afterwards, I ended up having a couple of drinks with my friends, and I got really drunk. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, Wiffles, you're such a saint. How could you ever get drunk? But I got sloppy drunk. And I got so sloppy drunk that I thought going to this, there was an event, it was like with the Neon nightclub, which was a not suitable for work nightclub at the furry convention. And again, I thought when they say like not suitable for work, I just thought, oh, you know what, it's just like, it's gonna be adults there may be a bit of flirting and stuff like that, and you know, all that stuff. But as we went in, you had to get like cover your phone cameras and stuff. I thought, oh, that's fair, people are comfortable. It was only when I got into the nightclub when I realised, yeah, there was a lot of people wearing latex. And I was just a bit like, oh my goodness. And to further my innocence here, I was just dancing away. I was very drunk. I was enjoying the music and stuff like that. And then a fursuiter came over and started petting my face. And I just thought, you know, my instinct right at the start was, oh, this furry's just being super friendly, just doing goofy furry stuff. And it was only when they left when my friend was like, yeah, he was like heavy flirting with you, and I was like, so I was a little bit like, but this is a bit of a long shot, but if you were the fursuiter that was petting my face, I hope you didn't take any offense. I was just very, very drunk and very into the music at the time. So I apologize. But it was a really fun time. I got uppies a lot on day one, and I had never gotten uppies in my life, so it's actually really, really cute and adorable. And one of the biggest things I noticed on day one was that so many people are so much taller than me. Like, honestly, going to Scandinavia, everyone automatically grows like 2 inches tall. And like, just to further emphasize this is a picture of me and my friend who is from Norway, and I'm standing in front of them in this picture, and yet I still look unbelievably short compared to them. I swear it's an illusion. I'm actually a super, super tall wolf. I don't want any rumours that I'm small going around, okay? Bark! Bark, 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 bark! But day 2 was possibly my favourite one. We did the big fursuit photo shoot, and let's see if you guys can find me. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Am I here? Am I there? No. I'm here. And when I saw this picture, I think I saw this maybe a couple of days ago. But oh my goodness, again, I look so short and scared. Which kind of wasn't far off, you know, the scared part, not the short part. But I genuinely loved it. It took a while getting everyone organised because there was it over like 1,600 fursuiters or something like that? There was like a crazy amount. So you think trying to organise everybody, and it was so good. It was so good. And like seeing everyone's fursuit, it was just so cute and adorable, and I just wanted to pet them, and I wanted to. And a couple of these beans, like, I was like walking around, and I think there was a couple of times I was walking around myself, and there were just a few that would just walk by and give them big hugs, and it was really, really adorable, and it was cute. And it's probably why I have a cold, but still, it was worth it. But yeah, after the fursuit photo shoot was genuinely my favourite moment, because afterwards we got to walk through the city centre of Malmo. And I don't know about anybody else, maybe this is a Scotland thing, but like walking around in a fursuit, like in the public streets, makes me a little bit nervous. Because throughout this entire experience, I was walking to and from the hotel with my fursuit, and I had a couple of people like pointing, waving and stuff, and it was really, really cute. But I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the big moment. Because I was not expecting it to be through the city centre. And yeah, honestly, generally it was such an amazing experience, because you're walking around and all these people were coming out onto the streets and coming out from the restaurants, like families and just general people interested in it. And they were all like taking films, and like people were like getting high fives along the way. And genuinely, it felt like you were a Disney character in the Disney parades. But genuinely, it was such a great experience. It might have also helped because I was right next to the like fursuiters who had like a big kind of music speaker box. Good lord, I'm old. They'd had like a big speaker, like blazing out music, and it was really, really fun. And at no point you felt intimidated, no point you thought anybody was shouting any abuse or whatever. People were just having fun, and I love that. I got to see around, there was quite a lot of like furries being goofy, and And we went by like restaurants and people were like scratching the windows. Not you know what I mean, just like pawing. And it was one of those ones where you just get like a little bit like, oh, that's cute. Afterwards, the events I wanted to go to, some of them were delayed, some of them were just straight out cancelled, which kind of did suck, but I still enjoyed my time. By that point, I had met quite a few friends I was just hanging out with and talking to, and I was trying to, it's like, this makes me sound like an alcoholic. I was like, I'm trying to avoid alcohol. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. But the whole environment felt really, really cozy. And I know that sounds weird because there's like 3,600 furries there, and I mean, we're not the quietest group of people. But like, it was really, really lovely. Like, they had that kind of dimmed lights near the bar. The staff members at the hotel were really lovely and chatty. Everything was just kind of felt nice and safe. And I think that was a big appeal to particularly some furries going to these furcons. You never felt kind of out of place. I know how some people can kind of get like overwhelmed, but they had a lot of stations that you could go to somebody if you did feel overwhelmed and wanted to get out a little bit. And given that I think some of the locations were in very different locations, I need to think of another word rather than locations. Some locations were in different places. And that meant that like if one place was getting a bit crazy and mental and over the top, you can kind of travel to the other one. Like we had Valhalla, which whenever I went felt a little bit quieter. And it had a few games, like it had like, was it like air hockey, which I still to this day wish I did. Honestly, if anybody takes me to a furcon and there's like an air hockey table, please challenge me at it. I love air hockey. You know what? I'll go step further. If anybody goes on the first date with me, air hockey's the way to go. Speaking of Valhalla, there was also a bouncy castle, which I might have gone in day one, it might have been day two, I can't remember which one. But like I went through it in my fursuit, it was super cute and adorable, and honestly, I hadn't been in a bouncy castle for about 20 years or something like that. So just like bouncing and having fun in my fursuit was just such a cute, adorable time. And there was one bouncy castle that was like an obstacle course that I jumped through, and oh my goodness, I was so out of breath, I was so sweaty, I had to take a break after it. But it was such a good time, I genuinely love that. So if anybody is planning a furcon, please, 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 please have a bouncy castle. Just for me, please. Does that sound very selfish? And finally, on the Sunday, it was a bit of a quiet one because the closing ceremony was quite soon, and a lot of my friends were leaving early. So I had a little bit of a hot chocolate with them at the cafe. It was really, really adorable. I loved it. The hot chocolate, mwah, amazing. And I went to like the yard sale where they were literally selling pretty much anything. If I remember to do this, I bought this poster which is literally just got stats. Like stats. I'm struggling with that word. Why? It had... okay, come on, you can do this, Wiffles. But it had statistics, and it's just really up my alley. Again, really, really sad fun fact, but not so fun fact about Wiffles, is that I love stats. I love statistics and everything like that, and that is why I don't get invited to parties very often. But I bought this poster and it was really, really cool. It was really awesome that you could just buy things. And I don't know if this is maybe a common thing with furcons. Please, if you've been to one, comment down below. I would love to see if this is just a general thing. But like, you could pretty much just buy anything. And I think there was a few things that people were like leaving behind that to add to the furcon, and I just thought it was amazing. But after that, I thought, you know what, it's 1 o'clock. I went to, was it Malmo's disgusting food museum? And it's really awesome experience. If anybody's not been to Malmo's disgusting food museum, do it. It's literally such a fun time, and the people in there were freaking awesome. So yeah, I had Surströmming. I had Surströmming, I think it's pronounced. I'm sorry, Swedish people, I mispronounced your dish. Unfortunately, that was the last thing I did coming back from NFC. Oh yeah, and I also missed my plane despite being 3 hours early. But that's a dumb wiffle thing. But what were the pros and cons of Nordic FuzzCon? Get it? Because it's a... So starting off with the pros, even when I was alone and like when I was walking around myself, there was an area, I think it was behind the big stained glass window. If I managed to find the video that has it in it, I'll show it here. But like behind there was like a kind of, if you want to meet people, stand here. And I thought that was such a really, really awesome idea. I wish I had like a bigger sign so more people can see it, but like it was such a neat idea, the fact that if you are somebody that's by yourself and you want to talk to somebody, this is the area to do it. And I thought that was awesome. And even at that, when I was walking around, like I said before, I was just walking around and there was a few fursuiters and they gave me big hugs and stuff, and I just loved that. There was even somebody that I had met on VR chat that I had met there, and they came over, gave me a big hug and lifted me up and started introducing me to more people. And I just kind of like that with this community. When you do see somebody alone, they generally go up and chat to you and they bring you into more people. And that's where I met a couple of my friends. And I just think that was super, super sweet. I've got some of them now on Telegram. So the second pro was that I got a lot of uppies. I don't know, okay, this is the only time I will admit it. I'm a little bit shorter than most people in Scandinavia. That's because most people in Scandinavia are giants. But since I was shorter, lots of people wanted to pick me up, and I enjoyed that. I feel like this is gonna be like a... I feel like this is going to be something that I'm going to be like, regret putting on this video. But I really loved getting uppies. Because it was just super adorable. But I got lots of head scratches, lots of cuddles, got lots of stuff like that. And it was really, really awesome. So like, if you are somebody that does love that kind of physical attention and stuff, definitely FurCons are so good for that. So another pro is that there was a lot of security at this thing. And I know that lots of people will be like, oh, that sounds a bit like a con to me. But seriously, I think it was actually really nice that like when you go in, you flash your badge so people knew you were there. And if anybody was getting out of hand, they would like go and sort it. And I genuinely thought that was actually really nice, because you don't want people who are causing a scene and either making furries look bad or people coming in there to cause chaos and being anti-furs or whatever. They really had strict security with it, and it kind of made the place feel a little bit more safe. So I'm putting it as a pro, but I can also see why people would put this as a con. But I'll put that to you guys. So for the final pro, I completely forgot to get footage of this, but they had a couple of mini games. The first one was that they had all these kind of secret cheeses scattered all over the convention. And what you do is like you put your badge on there and it'd give you like an achievement and you'd be like, it'd say something. And I genuinely thought this was such a neat idea, particularly for people who go to these FurCons who don't want to be really social or struggle to be social or feel a little bit overwhelmed, so it gave them something to focus on. And you're going around doing these cheeses, and I thought it was really, really neat. I got a total of 1 because I am dumb. But I thought it was a really, really neat idea putting something in there that's not social, because, like I said, not everybody wants to be social. Same as not every furry wants to be hugged. So having something there for people to get their mind off things was a really, really neat touch. The other mini game was kind of complete opposite in social, because they had something where you had to like type in fursuiters codes that were on their badges, so they had to like capture these fursuiters, and it was really, really cool. I'm pretty sure in the first night I saw somebody like they had the leaderboard on the official Nordic FuzzCon app. And I'm pretty sure I saw somebody on day 1 have like 281 fursuiters, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. But I thought this was also another really, really neat minigame that they did because one, it kind of encourages people to like chat to people, you meet fursuiters, you get social and whatnot, and I actually genuinely thought that was a really cool idea. So again, 2 big thumbs up to whoever thought of those ideas. So onto my personal cons for this convention. A lot of it is mainly because it was my first FurCon, so I didn't quite understand how things worked, and I could have been a lot more organized. So please take these cons with a pinch of salt. And if you had any of these cons, or any of these cons were something that you guys know how to avoid, please comment it down below. I would love to hear. So as you can probably tell from when I was talking about what events I went to before, I did miss quite a lot. I got like an average of like 2 events a day. And a lot of that was because one, sometimes I couldn't quite tell where the location was, so I kind of struggled finding it. 2, some of the events were like kind of delayed or like cancelled outright. And 3, I was chatting a lot to friends, so I just missed the time altogether. I don't know if this is like a common problem for people. Like I went in with a plan to go to all these events, and then I completely messed up. Please tell me that's like a common thing for people going to FurCons. Another con I had was that I was in an entirely new city, and trying to navigate through that city using a fursuit head, that was such a struggle. And I know the clear and easy solution to that is Wiffles, take off your head when you're walking around. And to that I say, yeah. I could have totally done that, and why didn't I think of that before? But I was trying to navigate around, and I don't know if any other fursuiters get this thing, like you've got your big paws on, so you end up doing like big stompies and stuff going around, and and then after you've been stomping around for a good like couple of hours, you take them off, and you still feel like you're doing this spacewalk. And so which is I'm also like, on the one hand I was like, yeah, I could have definitely taken my suit off between going to locations, but I was also like, I could have got a bit of fun out of it. Again, I am a simple wolf with simple loves. And for my final con, I found out just how bad I am at IRL filming. I may have said this at the start of the video, this was meant to be like this kind of documentary style, like going through and talking this event, everyone going through the journey with me. And then I realised how shaky I was with the camera. I might put a couple of footage there just to show how bad I was. I was so shaky with it, and trying to have my trying to make this look cool and smooth and stuff was such a difficulty. Again, it was my first time ever filming IRL. I ended up just using my phone camera afterwards, but yeah, it was a time. But that was, again, first time filming, so I guess next time I do a FurCon, I will 100% do a little bit better with that one. So I apologise, this video might not be quite what people wanted. So what would I do differently? Well, I think there was quite a lot of stuff I would do differently. That doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy what I did, but I think one of the biggest things is organising myself. I think next time I'm definitely going to look up what events there are before going. That way I can like time myself and plan and organise when I want to do things. Because I did miss quite a lot of events I wanted to go to. But like I said, if anybody is going to their first FurCon, 100% make sure you check the schedule beforehand and think, okay, these are all the things I want to go to. Maybe even write it down on a piece of paper, write it down on notes on your phone, set calendars, whatever. I'd just say find a way to organise yourself. I think another thing I would do differently next time is I'd 100% bring like a big water bottle with a big straw, because much as it was really cool because they had like a lot of water stations and they had like big long straws that people used to drink in their fursuit, and I thought that was a really neat touch so people can get hydrated and stuff like that, because I got very dehydrated after the first day. But again, I'm an idiot. One bit of advice I would give to people would be try to know at least one person going to the FurCon with you, because I think I can see how some people might get a little bit nervous, a little bit everything going on, but having that one person with you, you're sharing experience, you share the worries, whatever. You got somebody to organise you as well. And I think that's one of the things that I think made this FurCon really awesome, because I met my friend. Again, I hadn't physically met them ever, so it was such a neat time just speaking to them at like IRL without having avatars. And it definitely made the con a lot more, like, I felt manageable. Like, I think if I went myself, I'd get overwhelmed very easily. I'd get a little bit nervous, a little bit this and that. And I don't think I would have gone to even the events I went to before. But yeah, I recommend knowing a couple of people. And if you do go to these fur cons and you don't know anybody, try and go to one of the meetups. But going to these kind of things and meeting people and chatting to people, you get to find out what people like and don't like and go from there. Who knows, you might even find out you got something in common with somebody. But my last piece of advice, particularly if it's your first FurCon, is just be yourself. I know it's like there's lots of people with groups there doing things and crazy stuff going on, but genuinely just go there, enjoy yourself and be happy, because end of the day, everybody's weird, everybody's quirky, everybody's furry. So don't worry about being a little bit awkward, being weird, because again, a lot of furries are socially weird. I've done a video on this. But like, furries are so socially weird. So don't worry about being weird. What would I like to see in the future? Well, with this FurCon, it's been growing and growing and growing. I mean, heck, was it 3,600 people at this FurCon? And was it like, it only started, what, 2013? And it's been growing rapidly, and I've heard a few people talk about how it's going to become bigger than Eurofurence. Again, I don't know how controversial that is, please don't hate me in the comments. It is getting bigger and bigger, and I think they might need to get maybe a bigger venue, because I felt like it was a little bit narrow in some areas, which isn't always a bad thing. It was actually really cute seeing people and bumping into people. But they might need to move away from Malmo, or they might need to limit the tickets just because it is getting bigger and bigger. It's either that or they'd need more volunteers, because man, the volunteers who worked this convention, they worked their butts off. They did so much hard work and effort and making everyone happy and making everything run smoothly. So again, everybody give a round of applause to the furries. The furries running the con. And furries in general. Let's go for furries in general. I generally thought there was such a great atmosphere, there was such a good time, and people were enjoying themselves and just being goofy. I just thought it was phenomenal. But yeah, because genuinely it's such a great place. If anybody's not been to Sweden, 100% check out Sweden, man. I was in Stockholm airport for like 30 minutes and I wanted to move there. It was really cute, really cute. So yeah, please, if you've not been to this FurCon, I 100% recommend going to it. But that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for being you and getting through this video. I really do appreciate it. I know this isn't like your normal FurCon video where they show you everything and it's very like everything's going on and videos and stuff like that. I kind of wish I did that, but I'm goofed up with the filming, so I'm really sorry about that. But I will do that next time, I promise you. But yeah, also I will have another fursuit video coming up soon. I didn't wear it today because it is in the wash, because it is smelly. I did wear it and sweated on it for like about 4 days straight. So yeah, it definitely needed a wash. But I hope sometime soon I'm going to have like a video for that. And yeah, no, thank you so much guys for sticking by me. I know I've not been videoing regularly and whatnot, everything's just been a bit chaotic. But thanks so much guys, I really do appreciate it. If you have any advice for first time conners or anything that you want to say, pop them down in the comment section. I would love to hear if you saw me or if you went to any events I went to. I would love to hear about it down in the description. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, remember guys that you matter yesterday, you matter today, and you matter tomorrow, and I love every single one of you. Mwah. I feel like I'm about to like sell you like I don't know, a flat. I feel like this is like the start of a really cheesy advert.